Hey and welcome back. So if you are brand new to my channel, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a brief introduction. I show videos where we write with AI and learn how to make it an easy, streamlined part of our writing process for fiction, nonfiction, whatever you need to do. And so hopefully, my videos are easy to follow and you get a little bit of insight about maybe how to increase your workflow, make things easier on you, maybe write faster, maybe publish more or publish more often. Yeah, and if you ever have any questions, you're welcome to reach out. And yeah, if you find my videos helpful, then I hope you consider subscribing. So what we're doing today is we're jumping right back into that corporate romance that we're writing with Haiku and then with Opus. So the first video was having Haiku create the entire, the scene beats, well, not the prose yet, but the scene beats, the characters, the settings, the outline, all of that. Haiku did first. Then I popped it into a document. I organized that document. These are all the scene beats. These are cleaned up a little bit. The later chapters may need to be tweaked a little bit depending on how the book goes, because like chapter 21 is very much just fluffy epilogue. Chapter 20 and chapter 19 are very similar, so I may switch that up. But here is the characters, the settings, all that good stuff, the blurb, alternate titles, everything else that we got from Haiku that wasn't the scene beats. So now we are all organized. This is where we're going to be putting the prose. It's a basic document with breaks in between chapters. And then I'm also keeping track of the actual cost per session, just because I want to know how much a book from start to finish would cost with Haiku. Another thing to keep in mind with OpenRouter is that your chats don't necessarily save. So once you close your window, you'll probably lose that chat. So this is not where you want to keep your book. You want to keep your book in a Word doc. That's why I suggest having Word docs open. So what I'm going to do is take our scene beats. I Control C, and there we go. Now Haiku can become familiar with the book that we're going to be writing instead of just going in blind. Just basic copy paste. See? But what if I wanted feedback? And I want to show you too. Today is what is today's date? Today's the 29th. So I haven't done anything on the 29th with Haiku yet. So this will all be new for today. And I'm at 413. So we'll see how far down this goes today. Alright, so it's got some nice little things to say about the novel. That's always a good little pick-me-up. Alright, so what I'm going to try to do is have it write scene 1 as one complete, or chapter 1 as one complete thing. To do this, we've done this before, but we're going to do set that up, set that up. That way we're maxing out what it will provide. I'm going to give it a little bit more instruction than that. I'm going to see if it'll write the entire chapter as one chapter and give me a good amount of output. If I have to do it per scene, that's okay, but let's see what it actually gives. Okay, so it's giving it with the scene breaks, which is absolutely fine, because that's what was in there. But let's see how long this chapter ended up being. And I'm not including the little tidbit that it gave at the end. "700 words. That's not going to cut it for us. If we were writing, say, a novella without chapters, I mean, I could maybe make it work, but I'm writing a novel. So 700 words is not going to work for us. But I am curious to see what that cost us. Okay, less than a penny. Cool. So, let's do this. I'm going to try one more thing before I give it just individual scenes. Okay. Much better. It's a lot more words. So let's see what we have here. Also, I'm seeing a lot of telling and not really showing. As you see, nobody is actually talking. Let's try again. Okay, we're getting better. Let's see here. Okay, that is not at all what we wanted. So, that's why. It took everything. Should be a copy button around here. There we go. Where are we at? 1400. So by prompting for longer and telling it that we wanted, more dialogue, showing don't tell, get rid of this. It's only a couple hundred words, but still, maybe even 100 words. Let's see if we can expand it further. Right, so praising the AI, telling it exactly what we want, but we are getting closer. So let's see what we have now. Right, so again, that was 1,300 words, which is a very short chapter. That's not what we're doing. Is if we stuck with that, that's only, it's not even 30K. That's not going to work for a novel. So let's see what we have now. Copy that. Better. Got another 300 out of it. Alright, so see, and the beautiful thing about AI is that it's not like, oh God, you want this rewritten again? And we've had the one scene or the one chapter rewritten a bunch of times now. And it's just gonna keep doing it. I'm going to get rid of this, because it looks like we might be getting closer to what we need, which to me is about 2,800 to 3,500 words. All right, we're looking better. Copy. Did you do all of it? Yep. 5, yep. All right. Copy. All right, 1,600. So what if we now if we focus on just the first seam beat, what will it give us there? So I'm going to compare this with this. This is 320 words paired with, I'm going to just toss it down here. This is far more than 320 words. This goes up to here. So by asking for the individual seam beat, we're now at 709 words. So if you want just the whole chapter expanded, absolutely it can do that. It can go to 1,600 words, it looks like. And then I asked for it twice and it didn't really go beyond 1,600. More like 1,400 because it has this little snippet. But if you ask for the individual seam beat, now we're at 700. This will likely end up with a lot of words that we're going to be cutting, but because haiku is so cheap, I'm comfortable with that. So if I get rid of the original there, I'm going to leave the formatting like that because I know that I need to go back and go into it. I'm going to take this. How many scenes are in this first one? This is 5. Okay. So with some cutting, we could definitely make this work. So here, just second seam beat. I'm just going to show you chapter 1 so that you can kind of see the different steps, the different processes. Maybe you just want to stop it at 1,600, 1,400 words, somewhere in there. That's okay. If you're going for a novella, absolutely. I love that it stopped giving the little recap So I don't really need the recap. All right, here's this. There's the second one. We are now at 1,200 words just for those two. I'm going to steal this. Yeah. Third. And then when I come back to this, if you don't do this all in one session, I'm not doing this all in one session. If you don't, then definitely take your outline, plop it in, let it understand the outline, take what you've written already, copy paste it in so it understands that. And then you'll be right back to where you were. So formatting, so 3 beats in, we are at 1900. Are you all done? Yep, okay. So that's the 4th beat. I like what it's doing with the same prompt, so we're just going to use the same prompt. The 5th beat. I'm going to copy this just because if I don't, then I will lose it when I shut down this page. And if you find a prompt that you like, absolutely keep it. Keep it handy. Do not lose that. And there's just the 5th. Go. It's going to have some extra stuff that we're going to cut. That's okay. But doing that got it to 3,100 words. So much better, much closer to where I need it to be. Right, so that was that. I'm going to see if I need to do all the prompting that I did originally to expand it. It's not actually... Or if I can just do it. This is chapter 2. Don't need feedback. I just want you to have it. All right, thank you. So if I do first beat, lots of dialogue, just making it as long as possible. Past tense, 3rd person. I'm doing this not because it doesn't understand what we're doing right now, but because I want this prompt so I can jump right back in when I come back to this later. Alright, I want to see what it gives me as far as that first beat, or if we do need to go through the exercise of trying to expand the chapter first, which we shouldn't, but I want to see if we need to. Is if this gives about 700 words, then we're okay. And it looks like it's going well. Because this looks, let me take a look at it. Don't know what that's doing, but that's okay. Oh, that's what that was. So it gave 621. So that is roughly right where I expected it to be. So that means that you don't have to ask it to go through and expand. If you want to do it in one chapter, absolutely do that. But if you want just the scene, if you want to get the absolute most word counts as possible, easy. Alright, so this is just going to be chapter 1 and scenes 1 to 5 and chapter 2, scene 1. Alright. Good. This is still haiku. I'm just going to drag this on because it's going to be haiku for a while. So we are now currently sitting at 3,700 words. Almost 4K. Yeah, it doesn't take very long. That we don't need to look at anymore. This I want to show you. So, getting an entire chapter done, less than a penny. Again, haiku is incredibly cheap. We started at $4.13 today. We're at $4.05. We are at Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Right, make sure that I have this. So I don't lose it. Cool. Yeah. I am pretty happy with that. I'm going to read back through it. There's definitely going to be some things that we cut, but it's not a bad first chapter at all. I want to show you one more thing that you can do. Like, say you have just this paragraph, and you're like, oh, it needs to be more, it needs to be longer. So now we took, what is this, 55 words. Now we're going to turn it into okay. It's just rewriting stuff. Because this took it down to, not necessarily. Let's see here. So this took those two paragraphs and turned it into this. So that is super easy. And we went from 400 words to, or 55 words, I mean, to 269. So if you see places that you want it expanded, you can absolutely go back through and be like, this certain part, just expand it. Like this, we could definitely expand this. Simple, easy. Make sure that we're not double doing anything. And now we're at 42. So, easy ways to expand it, easy ways to get the kind of output that you need for your novel. And of course, it's not just about words, it's also about, the prose and the quality of the prose. So you're still going to have to go through and edit this. And I'm still going to be putting this through Opus later on once it's completely done. But I am happy with the initial output from Haiku. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully this is going to come in handy with your own novels. So thank you. Bye everybody.